Hey guys, welcome to the Archer class guide for all classes. This guide will focus Archer setups for early game, mid game, and late game. If you have any more questions, then you can go and ask me those in the comment section down below. But anyways, let's get straight into it. Okay, so now coming to the early game setup. For the setup, you're just starting out Archer and you just want the setup to run with for a couple of million coins. You don't have too much to invest and you want to start dungeons. So for this kind of circumstance, I would say you can get some skeleton master armor and get legendary skeleton master armor. It is really cheap and is very good for beginning Archer. It'll run you around 2 million coins for the armor. 2 million to 1 million coins. So yeah, the price really fluctuates a lot. And you can also buy a magma bow and a machine gun bow, which you will use for Archer if you want to be an only answer. Or if you have quite a bit of saved money, you can try investing in a flower of truth. This weapon is really good, and all of the late game archers also use this weapon for clearing. So that'll be about it for the early game setup. It'll do you around 200 to 300k damage in dungeons at the end, so it's not that good, but for the price it is extremely good, and you can do a couple of floor 2/floor 3s with this. I would say for you would start struggling a lot more and you will need a better setup, but that's just my advice. For a pet, you can use a blue whale pet. A rare blue whale pet would do the trick for surviving. And if you have quite a bit of HP and you do not need any good surviving pets, then you can use a tiger pet. That is also really good for damage. So that'll be about it for the early game setup. Alright, hi. So this is the mid game setup for archers. So as you can go and see, I'm in Shadow Assassin armor, ancient Shadow Assassin armor. And you can use a zombie knight chestplate instead of a Shadow Assassin chestplate. I personally use that because I'm saving up for Necron instead of a Shadow Assassin chestplate. So yeah. Anyways, so the next thing is the unit for Shadow Assassin armor, as well as 3/2 boomerangs. I would say 3 boomerangs is the sweet spot for most archer setups. So I would recommend getting 3 boomerangs. As well as you need a flower of truth. And you need a flower shoot as a clearing weapon so you can clear dungeons faster, as well as you also need a super undead bow. So yeah, a liver dagger is not recommended here. Get a flower shoot instead of a liver dagger. Liver dagger does barely any damage and archer makes melee damage reduced either way, so that's not that good. Anyways, now I also would say to get a floated zombie sword for healing yourself, but that's totally up to you. And for the pet, I would say you can get either a baby yeti pet or a wither skeleton pet. Also, the helmet can be replaced with a bronzos mask if you are having trouble surviving, which is just that's like goes for every single setup here. You can use a bronzos mask instead of the helmet if you are having trouble surviving. It's a very good substitution, and I would say it's worth it as it does not reduce your damage that much. So yeah. Now damage. Let's move on to the damage here. So all of this damage will be with a baby yeti pet. I use this pet because it is quite good for surviving and it gives a lot more HP than most other pets. So yeah. Now you can go and see right here, I'm doing 305,000 damage in the overworld, and in dungeons I do around 6 million in the end. So yeah, depends on the blessings I have. And if you kill a skeleton prime, then you're in for a treat because you literally do 16 million damage because of Soul Eater. So yeah, that's really good. So this is the archer setup that I would recommend that most players get. And yeah, it's pretty cheap and it's also really good. You can get 3 boomerangs, all of them with overload ring. That's like a bare minimum overload ring. All of the boomerangs should be about 23 to 24 million coins if I'm not wrong. So yeah. That's 3 of them. That's the boomerangs are quite expensive, but they are extremely worth it, I'd say. Also, one thing I would say that is when buying the boomerangs, try to check if it's easier to make them yourself or if it's easier to just buy one with overload tray from Ben. So yeah, that's usually a good idea to do that. Okay guys, so now coming to the final setup of this video. We have the setup which is very OP. So first of all, you have full, not full, but you have 3/4 Necron armor, and depends what other helmet you want to use. So say for example, if you're doing floor 1 to floor 6, then you will want to use a Tarantula helmet. Now if you're doing floor 7, you will want to use a Necron head. So I'm going to run the setup here. By the way, thank you so much to be able to have on YT for letting me use his setup. This is I cannot afford the setup, if you guys can tell. So yeah, thank you so much. There's a link in the description to our channel. Go ahead and subscribe to our channel right now. He's a really good guy, and yeah. Anyways, so now I'm going to ahead and grabbing this. So we have 4 boomerangs. 4 boomerangs is not that necessary, but if you want, you can have 3 like the other setups. So yeah, and you have a flower shoot as well, and you have a super and death bow or death bow. I cannot use the death bow, so I'm going to use the super and death bow right here. You go and see the armor right here. I have a Tarantula helmet with 3/4 ancient Necron. So yeah, all of the stuff. They don't have any tier 6 enchants, but yeah. So now I'll go and show you this real quick. This does 356k damage in like the overall. So yeah. And also you can use your bow to damage them if like that's the case. I'm not fit with the bow. I do 212k with the bow. Okay, that's not the bad. Anyways, so this setup will cost you around 200 million points for the armor set, and then around 25 to 30 million coins per boomerang. So yes, it's not cheap by any means, but if you are a dedicated archer and you run floor 7 daily and you like a ton of runs, and I'd say it's worth it because I've made around 150 mil from dungeons so far, and I've not invested even close to that. So yeah, that's a pretty good thing. Now for the pet right here, you can use a baby yeti pet, or you can use a wither skeleton pet for floor 7, or you can use a tiger pet. And the tiger pet is basically used for getting ferocity. If you have ferocity, then you have a chance to double strike, which is really good because it makes you do double damage basically. Alright, so now for archer, let's go and have a quick tutorial here. So this is with a tarantula helmet. You can do a run instead of the tarantula helmet. So you want to hit that and swap to the death bow. I can see that now, jumbo. So we're going to do that. And that's 356k with a swap, and without any swaps we do 91k. So yeah, that's still pretty good. And the flower shoot is just a clearing weapon. It does 89k. That's not that much, but still, at least there's a little bit of damage for a clearing weapon. And also another thing, I don't have one right now, but if you can, then make sure to buy a ice spray wand, because an ice spray wand is really good. As well as if you're a really dedicated archer, then you can buy a death bow, as well as a giant sword with 1 for all, or M-blade or M2 blade with 500 million or more in your purse. That also is a very good substitute. Alright, so real quick, I'll go ahead and go over the cost of the setup right here. So, the armor will cost you around 200 million coins, and then the boomerangs will cost you about 25 to 30 maybe million coins per. I would say it's more around 23. I don't know. So let's assume it's 25 million coins. So that'll be at least around 100 million coins for the boomerangs. I know that's quite ridiculous. And then that's 100+. That's 300 million coins for the hot bar. And you'll also have a pet, which is usually a baby yeti pet. This will be around 30 million, I think. I don't know, not too sure. That's 30 million coins for that, and also If with a skeleton pair, it should be around 3 million. It's not that much compared to all of that. So the setup will cost you around 330 million coins, not including the flower truth. The flower truth is just like 8 or 9 million. That's not that much. So yeah. And the bow will cost you around 800k to 1 million coins. That's the super undead bow. And if you want the death bow, that will cost you around 10 million coins. So this is definitely not cheap setup, but it is super worth it. So yeah, anyways, thank you for watching and goodbye.